Sir, welcome first of all to Warsaw.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, and you are obviously a retired military man. And I kind of wonder, aren't you kind of sorry that the situation that we have now, that you've trained for all your life, fighting with Soviets, preparing or protecting the stability of Europe is kind of missing. We can only watch it on TV, not from the headquarters of the army.
To be honest, it's not a concern that has worried me a bit. There is a time in the affairs of men which, taken that the flood moves on, as William Shakespeare said. I had my time. I loved my time. I hope I left a legacy which my successors and those in service can build on. And now it is their challenge. But I will continue to do my bit by observing, by commentating, and by supporting Ukraine.
You published your book 6 years ago. It was on shelves in 2018, 5 years ago. And that was looks like a science fiction at the moment. War with Russia, war in Europe. There will be no war, as many people thought at the time. Now we have it. So what worked in your prediction? What didn't?
The book was published in 2016 and published here in Poland. And I came and did many interviews at the time of the launch. The book was written as a wake-up call to try and get a message out that unless NATO changed the way it did business, took Russia really seriously, the threat, and put in place an effective deterrence, as well as providing the necessary support to Ukraine, there would be a war. And tragically, of course, that happened because whatever the wake-up call, it didn't work. People dismissed it. Those who were in power dismissed it as a sort of crazy notion. But nevertheless, I think it might have, it's for others to judge whether it might have changed attitudes. I don't think it did, because at the end of the day, the war happened. What has been different is that I never envisaged what has happened in Ukraine in the last 500 days or so could be as utterly, appallingly terrible and dreadful as it has been. We have seen genocide, we have seen massacres, we've seen mass rape of women, we've seen destruction of cities, we've seen deportations.
Why was it a surprise for you, knowing how Russians are behaving? Like for us in Poland, it's absolutely correct.
You're right.
Including genocide of the ruling elite of the country.
As you know, as Poland knows only too well, because maybe I just thought that the Russians would not behave in the 21st century as they behaved in the 20th, the 19th
century, the Nato of Mongol invasion.
Yeah. So therefore, I got it wrong. However, I said there was going to be a war. And a lot of people thought that was the mouthing of a crazy retired general who was looking to somehow, give warmongers a scary thing and the mouthings of a warmonger, which I am absolutely not, because I know from personal experience how grim war is. And my motive was to try and prevent war.